In the headlines, the UWP attempts to pick up the pieces after Joseph Isaac's sudden departure from the party. Renewed concerns within the Ministry of Health over migration of nurses seeking greener pastures. And 2 football teams go after the coveted Nations Cup trophy over the weekend. I am Andrea V with the Channel 5 News. Back with the details after this.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, galvanized and fence pipe. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
When persons with TB sneeze or cough, healthy persons nearby breathe in the droplets and the bacteria can lodge in their lungs. People with weakened immune systems such as HIV/AIDS, alcohol and drug users, smokers, children, and the elderly are most susceptible. Persons with a cough should take precautions when in contact with persons in public places. Cover your mouth when sneezing and coughing. Visit your doctor or health center. You must complete your treatment. TB can be cured even with HIV. Be responsible. Help stop the spread of TB and HIV. Protect yourself and others.
Thank you for staying with us. We'll get to the politics in a moment. But first, the Ministry of Health continues to be concerned over the number of nurses leaving the island. Since Hurricane Maria, 14 nurses, including retirees, have left the island.
Nurses have been living in large numbers. I mean, and although this has been a trend, okay, we see now more than ever. We think that when we need our people to stay here and rebuild, it's of course a concern to us. So we are the Ministry of Health. We have to put plans and programs in place to ensure that the Dominican population that we serve, that they receive the optimal health care.
Interestingly, 2017 figures mirror that of post-Maria. Apart from those who have left since Hurricane Maria, 14 nurses, including retirees, have left the island for 2017. As regards the restoration of health centers post-Hurricane Maria, the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health says work is ongoing on these health facilities.
Currently, we are doing repairs on a number of the health facilities on the island. We've completed Marpin, Bellevue, Chopin, the Warner, Dublin, Calibichi, Woodford Hill, Dodan at advanced stages of completion. We are in the process of awarding contracts for areas like Soufriere, Scotshead, Point Michel, Dailies, Bouetica. We will soon, Foncolé, Newtown. We're hoping to begin refurbishment on that building very shortly to relocate the Newtown Health Services. And in a number of the other areas, we have done the technical assessment and bills of quantities, and the works have already gone out to tender. So very shortly, we are hoping that before the hurricane season begins in June, that if not 100% of the health centers would be re-roofed. I don't want to say that all the refurbishing works would be complete, but certainly we want to ensure that all the roofs are up, and not just that they are, redone, but redone in a more resilient manner.
In other top stories, the chairman of the UWP's Roseau Central Association, Glenroy Coffey, says Joseph Isaac's move to leave the opposition party does not affect his chances at the polls. Iduna Jean-Baptiste has more.
Chairman of the UWP Roseau Central Constituency Association, Glenroy Cuffey, in an interview with Channel 5 News, explained that he and his members were still reeling from the shock of Isaac's announcement. Cuffey says the association will convene a meeting to discuss the situation, but before that he attended a meeting of the UWP's executive on Thursday to address the way forward with the absence of the Roseau Central Member of Parliament from their team.
We as an association, we have not been consulted to this move, and it came as a shock. And like everything else, when the news broke on the radio, it's like it left us sort of paralyzed. So it's hurting. The point is, our concern as the association is that we work as a body together. Joseph Isaac has been part of us, and we just felt hurt that he didn't see it necessary to consult with us. And I'm telling you, it may not have been a popular decision to have made, and having not spoken to the association left us in a situation almost on our own.
Cuffey says the goal now is to have party supporters move on from the impact of Isaac's actions and mend the affairs of the UWP.
With respect to using the term paralyzed, if you are close with someone and you break up the person who you place as your representative, who move away and break a news you never had no knowledge about, obviously that's a form of leaving you paralyzed. But not in a sense that we are not active and we are not going to seek, the necessary way of resolving the issue. In fact, just to inform you, in the days ahead, we are going to actually convene a meeting where we'll be making a statement. So a statement will be coming from the Constituency Association. Yeah, because we need to get over that, because Isaac L is not the issue. The issue is, the constituents are in shock, and we need to at least move on. And at the end of the day, you need to ensure that people can, you need to build people's confidence, and we need to move on from the Isaac saga and move on with the business of the people. That is more important.
On the issue of whether Thursday's meeting discussed plans for a potential candidate in the Roseau Central constituency, Cuffey says they are always looking ahead.
Well, we are far from this thing. That's another level, and obviously the party will make the necessary provisions and arrangements for that stage to be met.
How do you think that it looks for the UWP? I know you mentioned that the issue of general elections may be far, but time flies by very quickly.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you that we are always ready, and the point is you need to be ready at all times. And I can state there, right here in the gardens, categorically, without doubt, that the United Workers' Party will retain the Roseau seat. In fact, there are many mixed reactions with respect to Joseph Isaac's move, but I will tell you, it is more negative than positive.
Roseau Central MP Joseph Isaac wrote to and held a one-on-one discussion with UWP leader last year in an attempt to get several of his concerns addressed. Here again is Iduna Baptist.
10 months ago, the Roseau Central Member of Parliament on the opposition side was driven to write a confidential letter to his party's leader, Lennox Linton, on certain reservations re the party's style of politics. Isaac explained in his announcement to go independent this week that he tried ad nauseum to get the UWP's management team to shift from the traditional opposition approach to a nationalistic one. Opposition leader Lennox Linton admitted that he and Isaac had a conversation about his concerns following a letter to him in May 2017.
He has had some concerns which are largely about the leader and the style of the leader and how the leader can improve on this and that. I got those concerns communicated to me in a confidential letter dated the 31st of May 2017. What was I expected to do with it? Run to Matt Peltier or come to Marpin and read it on the air? A confidential letter means it's between the person who wrote it and the person to whom it has been addressed and who has received it. He delivered it to my home. He didn't send it in the post. We sat down and we discussed it. And if Mr. Isaac now wants the contents of that letter to be disclosed to the public, the confidential letter to be disclosed to the public, I'll be happy to read it. But I can say categorically that it makes absolutely no mention of any nationalistic approach to politics that he seems diametrically opposed to the rest of the party on. Absolutely not.
Linton considers Isaac a friend, even before their political affiliation, having had a long-standing work relationship from their stint at the Dominica Coconut Products several years ago. Referring to Isaac's comments recently on Q95's Hot Seat, Linton suggested that the Roseau Central MP did not bring his issues to his constituency association before going public. We asked him why he thinks Isaac left the party in that manner.
I don't know what else is in his head apart from what he has placed on the record. And what he has placed on the record is that he needs to steadfastly and selfishly serve the constituents of Roseau. That sounds to me like a pretty straightforward statement, that you're going to try to get something done for Roseau, but there is some selfish interest that you're serving at the same time that you're doing that. Mr. Isaac didn't discuss these matters with us.
Stemming out of Mr. Isaac's concerns, did any part of your discussion touch on his future with the United Workers' Party heading into a next general election?
He has expressed reservations about contesting the seat in Roseau Central. That was about it.
Okay. What sort of position does that put the party in going forward in terms of seeking a new candidate for that seat?
In politics, candidates come and candidates go, and for whatever reason, candidates decide to move on or be available or not be available. This is one of those. It's a bump in the road, but we're getting over it.
While offering best wishes to Isaac, Linton decried him for giving the Labour Party administration comfort.
In the times that he served with us, he served well. He was a key person in the strategic planning area of the party, and he was very passionate about what he wanted to do and what he wanted to see happen. And he has decided, well, he can spend no more of his time in this. He probably feels that he has wasted some of his time working with us, and he wants to move on. He feels there is room now to give comfort to the very party that has, in the last 18 years, really accomplished nothing in terms of sustainable development of Dominica. And he feels right now he is better off giving them comfort and being part of their cabal, so to speak. And that's good for us. That's good enough for us. We are disappointed, but we move on. Move on we must.
In other news, over 24,000 of the most vulnerable people in Dominica have benefited from the Joint Emergency Cash Transfer Program launched last year. The Emergency Cash Transfer Project was a joint effort between the World Food Programme, UNICEF and the Government of Dominica. In March, the WFP announced that 24,466 of the most vulnerable populations and children benefited from the program.
We utilized the public assistance program as a platform to transfer, to reach the most vulnerable, but we, let's say, expanded from 2,200 families up to 8,000 families. So that was the major challenge, but I think we together in supporting the Ministry of Social Services, we responded to this challenge positively, and as of now, everybody, all the families that are entitled to receive money have received the 3 months assistance.
The WFP also implemented a joint emergency agriculture rehabilitation project in collaboration with the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations and the Government of Dominica. Under this program, a total of 375 people involved in different cooperatives benefited from assistance towards their rehabilitation projects.
We're working with 11 cooperatives, and we are it's conditional to the rehabilitation of assets of fishermen, fishing assets, greenhouses, and beekeepers. And we are partnering with FAO, who's providing material, and we are providing a cash grant so that they can invest in their cooperatives or through their cooperatives to rehabilitate their assets. This is ongoing. It's going to be two transfers.
You are watching the Channel 5 News. Predictions for the 2018 hurricane season. That and more after the break.
Do you need more cash for that home improvement? Then come to Fast Cash, where we give you more. At Fast Cash, our customers get more funds and more time to repay. But wait, can't come to us? We'll come to you, and our mobile officer will get you on your way. Small businesses, consumers, and taxi owners. Fast Cash has more for everyone. Simply call or visit any of our locations for more. Smarter, faster, better. Fast Cash. Terms and conditions apply.
M&J Covering is the producer of designed galvanized and galvalume in Dominica. They design to your specifications, color and length, 4 styles of galvanized and galvalume pre-painted roofing sheets as requested, and supply all your galvalume accessories. M&J Covering helps you control spending and reduce waste. At M&J Covering, they are also equipped to build your roof to precise standards anywhere on island. So come to M&J Covering at 1 Mile in Portsmouth or call 445-5001 275-5003 today.
Welcome back. Dominica is positioning itself to become a center of excellence in the preservation of Creole culture. This was among the aims of the Creole Research Project launched on Friday. The research project is a collaboration between the University of Bedfordshire in the United Kingdom and the Comité Poétique Creole, National Cultural Council, and the Cultural Division of Dominica.
The research will assist in determining current attitudes and a certain support for further institutionalizing Creole culture and traditions, and document critical aspects of the heritage for the sustainable development of all its dimensions. The research will also investigate and document core principles and best practices for advancing policy on preservation and promotion of the Creole heritage. As part of the process, a research network will be created between the University of Bedfordshire and the Comité Poétique Creole, the Cultural Division and the National Cultural Council, in order to establish and develop advocacy for the advancement of Creole heritage and culture.
Chief Cultural Officer and Chairman of the Comité Poétique Creole, Raymond Lawrence, says a project like this will help to preserve Dominica's Creole culture.
And I want to thank Dr. Violet Coffey and the University of Bedfordshire in a special way for their instrumental role in developing this research project, which is what it is, essentially a research project, and which has, among other things, as one of its aims to try to make Dominica a center for excellence in the preservation and promotion of our Creole culture. So Dominica has done fairly well through the years in terms of the promotion of our culture. So just to add to that, anything that will help to further strengthen, to further give a boost, give more promotion to our beautiful culture is welcome, and we want to encourage it.
Senior lecturer at Bedfordshire University, who is also Dominican and spearheading this project, says her goal is to get Dominica a spot on UNESCO's list of places of culture.
According to UNESCO, cultural heritage is the legacy of physical artifacts and intangible attributes of a group or a society that are inherited from past generations, maintained in the present, and bestowed for the benefit of the future generation. A major outcome is to initiate advocacy for establishing Dominica as a center for best practice, because you've heard it before I came here, for promotion, preservation of the Creole culture through the UNESCO Heritage Program.
The Creole Research Project is expected to run for 2 years. The 2018 hurricane season forecast is in. A total of 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes are expected this season. Julian Morris tells us more.
This is slightly above the 30-year average of 12 named storms, 6 hurricanes and 2 major hurricanes. The forecast was released Thursday by the Colorado State University Tropical Meteorology Project. The 2018 Atlantic season calls for the number of named storms and hurricanes to be slightly above historical averages but less than that of last year. A major hurricane is one that is Category 3 or stronger on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale. Though the official Atlantic hurricane season runs from June through November, occasionally there are storms outside those months. Harvey, Irma, and Maria are among 2017 storms which had severe impact on the Caribbean and the United States.
And Dominica's continued cooperation with Colombia to include some level of cultural assistance for Dominica in the field of music. The Colombian foreign minister expressed that intention on a visit here towards the end of March. Her Excellency spoke of plans to have a Colombian musician share his expertise in an effort to add a new element to Dominica's cultural music. The Colombian ambassador was in Dominica holding multi-level talks with Foreign Minister Francine Barron. She said Colombia also wanted to heighten its solidarity with Dominica, particularly in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria. This is the Channel 5 News. Kenny Williams is next with your sports highlights.
First up in sports, the curtain will come down on the 2018 Nations Cup with the third place and the championship matches this weekend. In the third place game on Saturday, Petro Caribe Point Michel will take on Exodus Football Club, where the winner will receive $3,000 and bronze medals. On Sunday, in a much-anticipated final, Belfast Estate Mao Soka Strikers will come up against Northern Concrete and Steel Bombers. The third prize for the championship is a whopping $10,000 and gold medals, and no team is expected to go down without a fight. The second-place finishers are expected to take home $7,000 and silver medals. Both matches begin at 3 p.m. at Winter Park Sports Stadium. Meantime, in the DFA Under-15 Girls League on Saturday, we can tell you that East Jaguars will take on Southern Alpha Warriors at 10 a.m. to be followed by Central Tornadoes versus North Blazers at 11:30 a.m. Those games are scheduled for the Stock Farm Complex. Checking out the most recent sports from the Commonwealth Games, where a Kalinago sprinter is looking to shine in the 400-meter race, the first Dominican competitor on the track at the Games. On Saturday, national sprinter Derek St. Jean will compete in the heats, where he'll come up against some of the top runners in the world. St. Jean will have his work cut out for him since he will be competing in lane 8, which is a tough lane to run out of.
Coming up to the heats in the 400 meters, I admit I'm pretty nervous. I mean, they are top-class athletes. I mean, I'm pretty nervous. I run every race like it's my last. You know, I go out and give my best. I mean, I always put my best foot forward. That's what my goal is. As my coach said, don't worry about the other guys. You know, everyone comes today on that day. So just run, give my best, and hopefully I'll make it to the next round. Well, the lane draw is quite interesting. You know, the world record was broken in lane 8 by Wade Van Niekerk, but it's quite interesting. Lane 8 is a pretty blind lane to run out. You can't really make your position. If you're too fast, you're too slow, if you got to push. Well, as I said, the world record was broken in lane 8, so anything possible.
Saint-Jean says he is taking advantage of high-quality training facilities in Australia to prepare for his stint at the Games.
Well, since after we left Dominica, we arrived there in Australia. I mean, training has been going good. We've been using the facilities to the best of our abilities. You know, the gym, especially the track, because, you know, Dominica don't have a track, and me being the only athlete left in Dominica to train. So I've been using the facilities to my best of my abilities, you know, training hard. Training has been going good. My main goal is to run my best. That's my everything. That's my main focus right now, to run my best, make my family proud, make my coach proud, and make Dominica proud. So I'm just going out there and give my best. That's my main goal right now. You know, I'd love to make it to the finals. A couple of days from now. But right now my focus is now getting through the heats, getting to the next round. Yeah, that's my focus right now.
Meantime, overseas-based boxer Valerian Spicer is hoping to win the first medal for Dominica on Friday. Spicer will take part in the first competition at the Games when she goes fist-to-fist with Scotland's Vicky Glover in the women's 57-kilogram round of 16. Spicer exudes confidence and positivity ahead of her bout.
I'm very confident. This is my second Commonwealth Games, so I'm a lot more experienced than I was 4 years ago. I've trained really hard for this. There's no one in my category I can't beat if I'm performing, so I'm going to be going out there and doing my best. The training's varied. It ranges from types of sprints. So 3 or 4 times a week I'll do interval hill sprints, 2 strength and conditioning sessions a week, roughly around 5 boxing sessions a week, which is sparring, technical work, fitness. Also on top of that, competition as well. So you know, need all those things in place, and I've been hitting all my targets for those things, so I'm in a good place.
Spicer says having her husband as her coach has its advantages. She pointed out her experience in fights leading up to the 2018 Commonwealth Games also played a major role in her confidence ahead of her bout.
It means I can't get lazy and switch off. He's always on at me, so there's no skipping any sessions. It's, you know, he produces the best out of me. So yeah, we work as a good team. I've competed in several big tournaments over the last few years. Several international tournaments. I qualified for the Pan American Games, which was a similar tournament scale-wise to the Commonwealth Games. Experience counts a lot in boxing. So yeah, it will only help me. I would absolutely love to bring a medal back for Dominica. Dominica have never won a medal at the Commonwealth Games, so I would love to be that first person to bring a medal back.
Her bout begins at 10:17 p.m. on Friday. Back with more weekend sports, the Dominica Cricket Association's Intermediate League continues with 4 games. On Saturday, Marino Blasters will be in search of a win in their encounter against the Tremors and Point Michelle Cricket Academy combined team at Botanic Gardens. On the same day, action returns to Jolly John Playing Field, where Reuben Bakery Christians will do battle with Kalinago Stars on home turf. Looking on to Sunday's play, we can tell you that Gladiator Sports Club and Nagico Northern Star Sports Club will be in close contest for the win at Benjamin's Park. Finally, in more intermediate cricket action, Grassroots Cricket Academy and Starlight Sports Club will clash at Botanic Gardens. All games are scheduled to begin at 11 a.m. That's all the sporting highlights for now. I am Kenny Williams. Be sure to join us next time.
To end the news, the headlines again. UWP attempts to pick up the pieces following Joseph Isaac's sudden departure from the party. Renewed concern within the Ministry of Health over migration of nurses to greener pastures. And 2 football teams to go after the coveted Nations Cup trophy on the weekend. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access all past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful weekend.